up, America? It's your boy, Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Kid Thunder. This is going to be a video response to Anthony Brian Logan regarding about Nipsey Hussle's death being a surefire way where it's time to leave the hood. It's time to leave the ghetto. And you know what? Everything he said in that video, I wholeheartedly agree. Now, Mr. Anthony Brian Logan, if you're watching this video, like I just said, I wholeheartedly agree with you. And when I shared your status on Facebook, I've had comments on my personal page where my personal Facebook page, saying that I mean, these are two people I know. One person I know, she said that she's on both sides of the fence of that situation, and this guy I know, he said that you were wrong and should have, and you always got to keep, give back to your community, blah blah blah. Well, then again, when I watched your video, you said that if you don't have a problem giving back to the community, basically, do it in secret, do it in private, do it unannounced, basically, don't let people know that you're going to give back to the community. I will also say this, on the comment where the guy said that you were wrong on it. Myself and the other individual who commented, I mean, we both agreed about that there should have been security at the time when Mr. Hustle was in his old neighborhood before he got shot down. Because clearly, within that situation, there was no security there at all. And which is sad too, because I'm going to say it like this. I've attended church outreach programs when I was living in Chicago, and I lived in one of the roughest neighborhoods in Chicago. And when we had church outreach programs, there was a lot of security that was backed by it, especially the local police department, came and helped and assisted us, during that time, just in case, if God forbid something were to go down. I mean, so yeah, additional security should have been around him. With Mr. Hustle going there like, lone wolf or something like that, that was a big no-no. Because why would a celebrity, go there by himself? A known celebrity go there by himself. And, and like you said, Mr. Logan, Nipsey Hussle was gang affiliated, and I never knew about that. But at the same time, but even originally, I never knew who Nipsey Hussle was to begin with, until everybody was talking about him on Facebook the other day. But yeah, Nipsey Hussle's death, which apparently he got shot and killed by his own friend, and that's another thing too. you know, a lot of my family members have told me this verbatim. A lot of people pe- you know, people who smile at your face, smile in your face, ain't your friend. You know, and you know, and the problem is his friend shot and killed him. You know, which is also sad too, because apparently they did this out of jealousy. You know, they and you know when, like you said too, Mr. Anthony Brian Logan. Um, yeah, we got a lot of self hatred in our community, but the sad part is this too. A lot of black folks who preach about self hatred, you know, they don't even know what self hatred is to begin with. I mean, now they look at self hatred like, you know, there are black folks who look at self hatred like, say for instance, like, you know, voting Republican, voting Trump, or dating someone outside of their ethnicity, like say for instance, like dating a white or dating a white girl or something like that. But yeah, they want to lump those two things as self hatred. You know, but the, I just want to say this: the problem is the real problem behind this is that Mr. Hustle should have had security. You know, when it came to being in his own neighborhood and helping folks out. Another thing was should another thing was shouldn't have happened. I mean, what should what should have happened is that Mr. Hustle, should have steered away from those who tried to bring him down. Like, with him being a former gang member, turn celebrity, that's where the real jealousy begins. I mean, straight up. I mean, he should have left that gang lifestyle alone. The Bible says, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11, when I was a child, I spoke as a child, I understood as a child, I thought like a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. I put away those childish things. And that was one thing what Nipsey Hussle should have done. Left the game lifestyle alone. You know, let, so yeah. I mean, now I'm gonna say this. I'm not surprised at this because the man was attempting to do something positive in the hood, and somebody in the hood wants to take him down. And the funny part is this, America. This was this was not an act of, you know, I mean, in the black community, we like to blame our problems on police and white folks. But come to find out, who killed Mr. Hustle was a fellow black person. And this was in the hood. You know, we can't blame the police officers. We can't blame the white man. We can't blame Donald Trump. I mean, this was done by a fellow black man. But Black Lives Matter, don't it? Especially, especially Mr. Nipsey Hussle. His life mattered. You know, him trying to do something good for the community, that mattered. But like I said, his death is quite a reminder why people should leave the hood as well. But then again, you got people who leave the hood and take their foolish ways when they were in the hood to another place. You know, don't believe me? Watch the Bloody Chicago documentaries on YouTube, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But that's all I have to say. What are your thoughts? What are your comments on this? I'm Chuck Johnson, a.k.a. Kid Thunder. I'm signing off. Please share this video, like, share, favor, subscribe. Take care.